I'm going to show you how to make a tessellation involving a parallelogram through translation. So you'll see that I have a square, and that on side one of the square I've made kind of a little squiggle here, kind of along the side, outside the square, inside the square, doesn't really matter what. And I'm going to take that squiggle and I'm going to translate it across to the opposite side like this. And you can kind of see that maybe you can take a look and see that how this part's going to fit into this part when we're all done. Then you take the top part here and make a squiggle. Notice this one kind of went all outside the triangle. And then this one's going to get translated down to this one. And there you go. This is now a tessellation piece. Kind of imagine what it would look like without the square. This was actually made by a high school student who won a contest, and he added some details, and the details made it look like this. So you can see that the hat would fit right in there. And then he went ahead and drew 6 of them. And hopefully you can see that this is definitely related to a translation, because here was slide right, here's slide down, here's like a vector going this way, and so on and so forth. And just in case you don't like the witch, he then drew some other details and he made it look like a seahorse. So if you take a look, it really is the same image. And there it is, all 6 together. So the reason why a parallelogram works is that the opposite sides are congruent and parallel. So when you try one, maybe don't try a square, maybe try like a rhombus or a rectangle or just a generic parallelogram. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and do it with a square, but I encourage you to try a different parallelogram. So first of all, you need a square. It needs to be perfect, so whether you trace something, whether you construct it, you actually can just do it in GeoGebra and then print it out, but you're going to need to have a square. Then you're going to have another piece of paper. I'm going to use this patty paper just so that you can see through it, but you're going to actually draw your piece on the patty paper. So the first thing that you want to do is put some dots here on the square. And that's so that when I put the patty paper on here, can see through here, I can just put dots where the square is, and that's so it lines up. Okay, now I'm going to move this off. And on this square, this I call right here is the working copy. Okay, so on your working copy, from one point here, go ahead and draw some, random squiggle. You can experiment and see what you get from there, and then you put the paper on top and you line up the dots, okay? And then go ahead and trace this squiggle, okay? And then because this is one with the translation, you're just going to slide your paper over, so you're just going to translate it, and then you're going to trace it again. 2 hands might make it easier. So then on your working copy right here at the top, we're going to need some kind of, maybe something like that. Okay. And then when you line this up again, you can see that you can line up the dots. Let's see if I can get this right. And if you trace that top right there, and then you just slide it up to here, okay, and you can trace it. If you get any overlap, you might have to go back and change your squiggle, and hopefully you're tracing it better than I am. But this right here is your final puzzle piece that you can use, and it'll all fit together. And then you can add details, see if it looks like anything, etc., etc. So this is your working copy. And this is your puzzle piece. Save both because you'll need that for your assignment. But practice and come up with something really cool.